put it all on the table?
The answer is absolutely, you have to. I mean, it's one of the things that my, the political advisors say to me is, whoa, don't touch that third. Look.
Folks, some lawmakers in Congress warned that Republicans and Democrats may not be able to reach an agreement on President Biden's new infrastructure package anytime soon. Many states are getting ready to pass out additional financial relief to their residents. And this is awesome news, everybody. Now, if you guys support a $200 increase in your Social Security benefits, and of course, a fourth $2,000 a month stimulus check, then let's get this video to 1,000 likes. And everybody, subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends and family, because on this channel, I will always provide you with the most up-to-date and reliable stimulus check news.
Growth, just more debt. And that puts middle-class programs that they rely on and they've worked for at real risk. Paul Ryan was correct. When he did the tax code, what's the first thing he decided we had to go after? Social Security and Medicare.
Republican lawmakers in the Senate said there are vast differences between them and senior White House officials over how much to spend on a new infrastructure package and how to pay for it, leaving little hope of a bipartisan deal anytime soon. A spokeswoman for one of the lead GOP negotiators said that a White House counteroffer proposed during a Friday afternoon conference call with Republican lawmakers was well above the range of what can pass Congress with bipartisan support. White House officials just presented a $1.7 trillion infrastructure spending plan to Senate Republicans, which represents a $550 billion reduction to President Biden's $2.25 trillion American Jobs Plan. And the offer fell flat with many Republicans. Everybody, the 10 Republicans who negotiated with Biden early this year on relief said that Biden initially seemed receptive to their ideas during an Oval Office meeting, but that White House advisors, including the White House Chief of Staff, Democratic Senator Ed Markey, a prominent progressive in Congress, pounced on a lack of progress at Friday's meeting to call on Democratic leaders to move forward quickly with a large infrastructure bill that will need special protection under the budget reconciliation process to bypass a GOP filibuster. Markey said in a statement, "Now is the time to go big, to go bold, and to go fast. This is not a time for half measures, half spending, or foot dragging. Let's not waste time training the necessary scope and scale of this critical infrastructure package for congressional Republican votes that have yet to and will never materialize." Some progressives and liberal groups are urging the White House to abandon talks and proceed with only Democratic support on infrastructure proposals, that they would address their economic and environmental priorities. Everybody, do you agree that Republicans should pass President Biden's new stimulus bill? Tell me your thoughts on this, everybody, in the comments below. Now, though there are some signs that the US economy is lifting, millions of Americans are still facing serious economic strains from the crisis, including the risk that they'll lose the roofs over their heads. To help, President Biden's $1.9 trillion stimulus relief package set aside billions of dollars for states to distribute to homeowners struggling to make their mortgage payments and keep up with other housing costs. States that applied for the money are getting ready to pass it out. If you're having trouble paying your mortgage and your debt is piling up, you may be eligible for some of the relief. The $1.9 trillion bill that President Biden signed in March provided nearly $10 billion of direct financial assistance to help homeowners pay not only their mortgages but also taxes, utilities, insurance, and HOA dues. Everybody, according to the National Council of State Housing Agencies, the housing aid is being doled out to states based on a formula that takes into account numbers of unemployed residents, late mortgage payments, and foreclosures. You can receive money if you own your home and have a loan balance that doesn't exceed a threshold. The assistance will be distributed to cash-strapped borrowers through state housing agencies, and the funds will be released to states by the U.S. Treasury Department and must be used by September 30th, 2025. That's all the news in this video, folks. If you guys found this video useful and helpful, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends and family.
Mr. President, a couple of weeks ago, President Biden unveiled his so-called American Families Plan, which one might summarize as free stuff, free preschool, free community college, lots of government subsidies. It sounds great, Mr. President, but the problem, of course, is that none of that is really free. The government may not send individuals a bill for any of those items, but that doesn't mean they don't have to be paid for by someone. And so President Biden proposed a raft of tax hikes to at least partially pay for his proposals. A hike in the capital gains tax, an additional new death tax to add to the one we already have, a hike in the top income tax rate. Now President Biden is selling these tax increases as tax hikes on wealthy Americans, whom Democrats view as a bottomless source of funding for new government programs. But there are two problems with that, Mr. President. In the first place, there's no question that some middle-class Americans will be hit by President Biden's new death tax. While he provides an exemption for gains of $1 million or less, the truth is that it's possible to die with an estate whose value has increased by more than $1 million over the course of your life while never breaking out of the middle class. We're not talking about individuals with yearly income of $1 million. We're talking about the lifetime gains on assets an individual has at his or her death. And then, of course, there's a good bet that many of those individuals' heirs, the ones whose inheritance will be diminished by this tax, are thoroughly middle class. Your parents might die with an estate that has gained $1 million plus in value, but you yourself might be earning just $40,000 or $50,000 a year. And all this is especially true in the case of family farms and businesses. Farming is a cash-poor business. Farmers might have land that has appreciated over decades by substantially more than $1 million, even though the farmers themselves may at times struggle even to break even. Levying President Biden's new tax at death could permanently destroy a family farm or business. Now, President Biden has suggested that he will carve out an exemption for family farms and businesses if the next generation commits to running them. But it remains to be seen what that exemption looks like and whether it truly protects family farms. And he's not pledged to carve out an exemption for middle-class Americans whose inheritance will be hit by this new tax. And then there's the fact that President Biden's new income tax hike will also hit small businesses, many of whose owners pour a substantial part of their profits back into the business instead of raking in a large salary. But even leaving all that aside, and supposing that President Biden's new taxes will only be levied on wealthy Americans, there's still a problem, Mr. President. Sure, if you're in the middle class, the government might not be sending you a tax bill. But that doesn't mean that you won't be negatively affected by these taxes. You see, Mr. President, Democrats operate under the entirely false assumption that you can tax higher earners without consequences, that you can tax investment without consequences, that you can tax businesses without consequences. In Democrats' world, you can heavily tax something, but no one will behave any differently.